You're listening to Real to Real with Coach Herb and B, a podcast that brings you community and culture with your host, Coach Herb and B.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Coach Herb coming to you from Mustang Sally's, and I'm here with my girl B.
Hey, y'all.
And we have some fabulous, the owner, Mr. Paul.
I'm the taproom manager.
That's right.
Oh, the taproom
Yes.
manager.
Chelsea.
Chelsea, okay. And so, and y'all do what here? You're the taproom manager, and you're the...
I'm the social media manager.
All
Oh,
right.
nice. Yes.
I'm neither of those. So.
Yep. Herb shows up.
I don't
Yep.
do any social media. I'm not very good at it. I try my best, you know.
That's
so.
why people like me get hired.
Yes, that's right. So if you're looking for another job
Yep.
or a part-time job, let me know.
So you want to cut that out?
And thank you for allowing us to be in your space too, because we really appreciate it. It looks so different. It's so beautiful.
Very
it's so
cool.
bright
Yes.
and welcoming. It's very different from when I was here last time. So I just appreciate coming back into a freshly renewed
Fresh new look,
space.
yeah.
Right?
Of course.
Yeah.
And you all have new logos because I can see it
I
on
know.
your shirts as well, and it's pretty cool. It looks like something from like NASA
Yeah,
or something.
who came up with that design or concept, or did you guys reach out to somebody?
So this was
independent?
Yeah, so we went through a rebrand in the last year, and
Okay.
basically our owner Sean, we were kind of sitting in the office and we were talking about how it's kind of dated to have a lot of brewery logos kind of have this like circular format,
yes.
and we kind of decided we wanted to switch things up.
Yeah.
So we, in conjunction with our graphic designer, we just kind of wanted to take a more modern spin and
Okay.
like kind of a new twist. While we're as we were making all these changes in here, we wanted to create something that's going to support that new direction that we're taking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
It
because
is
like,
really nice.
I was when I pulled up, I was like, this place is pretty cool. And then when I came in, then it was like, okay, I like it. I like it. So yeah, we're joined by Mr. Ben. Came out of the woodworks again, behind the scenes. Mr.
Welcome
Ben.
into the camera, Ben.
Yeah,
I feel so honored.
everybody, yeah, like he doesn't come out for everybody. So
I'm saying respectful.
yes, you are. So Mr. Ben, what you got for us, man? We're gonna get real for a second.
Yeah, so one of the first things that we kind of wanted to ask is, where did the actual name for Mustang Sally come from? It's a pretty unique name. It doesn't sound like a whole lot of other places, things kind of going on around here. So
Yeah.
are you guys able to kind of let the audience and us know where it kind of came from?
Yeah, sure thing. So when people come in, the first thing they think of is the Wilson Pickett song, Mustang Sally. And I love that song. It's a great song. But our name actually comes from our founder, Sean, when he was in college. He was actually, he used to race sailboats.
Okay.
And the boat that he spent most of his time on when he was doing these races was called Mustang Sally. So it sort of takes him back to this time in his life when he was, dreaming of opening a brewery like this. And
Nice.
like
Oh, awesome.
something like that.
Nice.
I always think about the brewery thing as like, obviously everybody goes hipster type stuff and all of that stuff, but like, I think this is probably one of the coolest concepts that's going on right now, because it helps you socialize, but then also there's also distance that even though it's kind of weird talking about social distancing right now, but like it helps you distance from other people when you just want to get like a group of people together and stuff like that without stepping on each other, So
And
it's
it's-
actually
Sorry,
it's
and
actually
it's
cool.
an easy thing to do outside and inside. Food is a little bit more complicated
Yes.
because, you have to worry about like hot food, cold food, inside, outside, but
Yeah.
beer is beer. It's cold
Right.
inside, outside,
Right,
and
exactly.
it's easy to translate. So I think it's been an easy way for people to kind of escape. And since we do have the space in the parking lot right now, it's a place for people to show up and feel comfortable and leave their houses.
Since everything is happening, are you all having more people come inside or outside?
So when we first opened for phase 3 at the end of May, we noticed that people were very hesitant to sit inside, even with the amped up kind of cleaning procedures that we've been doing over here. You know, and we just want to make sure everyone's doing what they're comfortable with. So, you know, both are an option, but we're still noticing when the weather's nice, most people are choosing to sit outside.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't you?
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I would be out there,
Like, I would be out
COVID
there
or
right
not.
now.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a beautiful day.
it's a nice day. So
Oh, yeah.
like,
Absolutely.
yeah, with like 82-degree weather and not full on humidity.
This is the actual type of weather that I would like it to be like at least 60% of the time.
Yeah.
I think
So,
everyone would agree.
You know,
Yeah.
even in the summertime, I was like, this is the best. You know.
Well, B
So-
kind of led me into the next question when you talked about the space and things like that. Bianca and I both go to a lot of breweries in the area,
Yes.
and I feel like it's a very interesting feel in Northern Virginia that a lot of them happen in business parks. Do you guys know a little bit of the background behind why so many are in business parks versus, you know, kind of being in their own area, their own expansive, you know,
Piece of land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would probably have to double check with Sean on this, but just from my perception, I think it really comes down to just more affordable rent
Nice.
for these businesses. You know, what a lot of in these parks, a lot of offices come and go, and there's always space available. So when this space opened up, and with like the high ceilings that we have here and everything
Yeah.
like that, it just works. You know, we're kind of tucked away back here, but we love the space that we have, and you know, our tap room is definitely really spacious compared to a few others.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
That's what I
Yeah.
noticed when I first walked in. It was
It's a lot of space.
a lot of space.
Yeah.
And you guys have a normal built-in like clientele. There's businesses around here that, you know, 5 o'clock hits or whatever time they may get off, and they naturally just want to
You're
come
very
hang out.
close to residential
Yeah.
places as well, so people can walk.
Oh yeah, we definitely have regulars that live in the townhouses right across
Yeah.
the road there.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. And
Yeah.
just walk right on over. I mean, I would.
Yeah,
If I lived
definitely.
close to a brewery
I'll walk
like
over
this.
and stumble back.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So when it comes to the outdoor seating, I was explaining this to somebody a little bit earlier that I know right before COVID and everything hit, you guys just had opened up that patio.
Yeah,
out there
that's right.
Not too long before, because I've been here quite a few times. And then, you know, it seemed natural to just kind of expand that out into the parking lot. Has that been easy for you guys? Like, has the owner and everything around here been super supportive to you guys to help you, you know, make those adjustments and change kind of quickly to ensure that you guys can, you know, provide a safe environment for your customers?
Yeah, so we had to coordinate with our landlord, and they were pretty cool about it. I mean, the space that we have is pretty wide, so basically we're just taking the parking spots that were in front of our space to begin with. So they, you know, the landlord basically said, hey, you know, you guys are paying rent for those parking spaces anyway, so if you guys want to extend the seating, that's okay.
Nice.
Then we had to check with our ABC agent, and they've been approving a lot of temporary outdoor seating during this environment.
Okay.
So the county had no issue with us putting some tables out into the parking lot.
Okay. Good.
That's
I
awesome.
mean, I like it. 'Cause when I showed up,
It's
I was
actually
like,
kinda
oh,
weird,
it's
but-
very nice out
Right.
there. I would actually sit out there probably
Yeah,
for a while.
we put some hard work into those little planters and
Yeah.
stuff, and just tried to make it look as nice as you can, and
We
give
did good
people
work.
thanks. Give people just kind of like a nice place to come and relax.
Nice.
So like you know, you're not taking any credit for that. Like a little bit of like, hey, I said you should do this. You
No,
know?
I remember the day before we reopened, Chelsea was down here taking pictures of all of us and helping us put the planter boxes together and
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
showed
that.
up to take pictures, and I ended up planting plants.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So you know,
So
you know,
you did, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
so you were
see?
part of it,
Yeah,
right?
There you go. See?
team effort.
I know.
Absolutely.
One of the other nice things that I really enjoy when I've come here at different times, you guys have an array of games to kind of play. You guys have cornhole boards out sometimes, pinball machines out all the time. I've even seen. I know you guys have trivia nights here. I've been to one of them before too. You know, you guys do a lot of events. Have you guys been able to start those back up? Have you kind of had to adjust a little bit, maybe utilize the outdoor space as best you can?
We definitely had to pivot just a little bit. You know, we had to abide by all the table spacing in here, so everything's got to be 6 feet apart. We're still hosting the weekly trivia event, and you know, we've noticed not quite as many teams have been showing up, but even still, some of our regulars who have been showing up for the last 2 years since I've been working here, you know, they definitely miss this place, and they're still coming out to support.
Nice.
when it comes to the pinball stuff, we've also been running some tournaments here and there, and with amped up safety procedures, like hand sanitizer available, and then they're wiping down the machines in between use and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we've started doing a comedy night, like once or twice a month, which has been pretty successful, and people have been observing social distancing, but people seem to be comfortable enough to come out and like still enjoy the event. So we haven't brought everything back, but we have been introducing new opportunities and new events as well. So we're all just trying to make adjustments that are appropriate, and safety and well-being of our customers first. But
are they local comedians, or are they like?
They are.
Okay.
So my friend Anthony, he's been putting together some lineups for us with all local comedians, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, so he's like the agent.
Yeah, sort of.
Everyone's got a side
Anthony
hustle.
the agent. Make sure you put his name out there.
When it comes to the location again, another thing that I really love about this space is you guys have kind of filled a nice hole in where you guys are located. Chantilly, I feel like there's not a ton of breweries in this area. You have some more, definitely out in Leesburg, they have a lot in Loudoun County, but in Fairfax, everyth's really spread out. There's not a huge cluster of breweries in any one location. So do you guys know why Chantilly necessarily was chosen for the brewery here?
That's a question for Sean.
Yeah, that's definitely, he would have a little bit more insight on that,
Right.
but when he was deciding to found the brewery, his only hard rule was that it was going to be in Fairfax County. And then when this space became available and he saw it, I think he just realized this is the spot.
Well, and I also think it accommodated the size of the tank space that he was envisioning. So you have to keep that in mind. Like a brewery is not just a tap room.
Right.
It is for a lot of places, it is a production facility. So behind us, we have a full facility behind us, and it just depends on the size and scale of the amount of beer that you want to be producing. So we have a larger production facility, so he needed a larger space. If he had like a smaller vision, it would have been a smaller space, and he might have had different flexibility in regards to like where he could park his brewery.
Fairfax is very developed, so there's not a huge spaces like this available. So it's very smart
Aren't
on
there
him to
only
jump
like
on it.
8 or 9 breweries in Fairfax County?
I know on the Passport, which
That's what
this is the location for as well. I think they had about like 7 or 8, and there might be like 1 or 2 that they were missing, but for the most part, that was the majority of them.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
See? Did not know there was a passport.
Just
Knowledge.
a
I think
mommy
my
brain
computer
didn't
one's in
give
my
me that
car right
much.
So is that like a book, or is that like...
It's like so we're nerds about beer.
Okay.
And we saw there's a big passport that leads you around Fairfax County and Loudoun County so that you can check them off, of course, of the ones that you visited.
Cool.
So we have we haven't used it, but I know we can check some off.
Right.
Yeah, that was kind of a fun thing that I think the board of like tourism for the county developed, and so they basically every brewery just kind of stamps the passport as you visit. So it's kind of a fun little idea, little brewery crawl kind of thing. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what we got going on there, Mr. Ben?
So one of the other questions that I want to, since there are a lot of breweries in this area that we were talking about briefly, and your guys' great location, do you guys collaborate with a lot of other breweries? Maybe not even in this area, but I know I've seen other places or other breweries that partner with some, even out of state. My fiance's from South Carolina, and she has a local brewery down there that actually has come up here and done work with a brewery or two in this area. So just kind of curious if you guys do a lot of collaborations.
So we've been collaborating with a lot of Virginia breweries over the last few years. We haven't locked in an out-of-state collaboration just yet, because sort of the model that we've been taking is just sort of growing slowly out, and we're definitely going to try to cross-promote and bring some new breweries into the mix here.
Cool.
And with COVID, it's a different landscape. It's a different life. So I'm starting to notice other breweries are starting to slowly get back into the collaboration game. There was a long pause on that sort of thing, just because everyone was going, are we still going to be open in 6 months?
Yep.
So the last collaboration that we had done was with Ocelot, and that was back in March.
Yeah.
And so that was Bicycle Diaries. And so we do collab and, keep it local, stone's throw away, but, we want to try to, support other breweries in the area, and we're open to new opportunities all the time. So,
Nice.
cool.
I like Ocelot.
Yeah, they're one of my
Us
favorites
too.
too.
Yeah.
It was interesting to hear you talk about your strategy for growing outside, because I feel like I've lived now here in Reston for about 3 years, but I've lived in the area for my entire life. I'm from Burke, but definitely in those 3 years, I've seen more and more of your guys' trucks out and about on the road, or at least trucks with your guys' logo and stuff on them. The old one, taking beer to, I'm sure, different bars and stuff like that. So it's been really interesting to see your guys' growth from just when I first found out about this place to then now I see you guys. I feel like almost every other day when I'm out and about driving, I'll see a truck with Mustang Sally on. So can you talk a little bit about that game plan of getting out into the local bars and breweries and things like that?
Absolutely. So I think right now we're in over 60 local bars and restaurants in the area.
Nice.
Our sales rep Anderson, who came on in March, he's been excellent at getting us new accounts and basically getting our beer to all these places we were never able to get into before. So he's putting a lot of legwork into
Expanding our reach.
make these account visits and just kind of build these new relationships.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because now when
When's
I
it
go
opening?
correct, right? Because when I go to a place now, I can see that you all's beer is there, and actually a few more local breweries too as well. And do you think it's because people are a little bit more open since COVID is happening, and they're like, you know what, let's do it?
It's happening at the same time as we're introducing our small batch program.
Nice.
I feel like that's a pretty appropriate. So, we are coming out with more beers on a frequent basis. We transitioned from bottles to cans last November, and then again, COVID. But, we've developed a small batch program that we've, been introducing. So that means that there's more fresh, new beers, smaller batches, and we're able to make our way and have a bigger presence in bottle shops, because, but doesn't mean that we're not, taking care of our flagships and making sure that, we have steady and consistent beers like our Amber and our Pilsner. So.
All right.
Nice.
So you guys are super artistic as well here. I know we'll have a shot a little bit later when we do some tasting at a mural that's here. You guys have a really great mural over here on the side of the wall now that's happened since COVID has started. You guys were able to shut down and deep clean and get things ready for the next phase of Mustang Sally with everything going on now with COVID. Can you guys talk to us a little bit about the artwork that you guys have here in-house and even on your labels? Because your guys' labels, especially some of the small batch ones that, Chelsea, you were mentioning, you guys are really, really creative. I absolutely love what you guys are doing, and I think it's really great to highlight that.
So as far as the murals go, it was actually really cool. One of Sean's daughter's friends, she's a really talented visual artist, and she was able to help us out with the mural on this wall and the one around the corner as well. So we were really excited to have her help us out with that.
Yeah.
And her name's Gabby. I
nice.
can't remember.
I was like,
shout
oh,
out.
you gotta say her name.
So shout out Gabby. Thank you for this awesome art in here. And then as far as the labels, we actually brought on my bandmate Matt to help us out with a lot of the graphic design in here. So he's been a really big help, and with a lot of these small batch beers we've been putting out lately.
And so the vibe that we are transitioning into is, contemporary retro, if you will. We want to modernize, a throwback. And so, it's past, present, and collabing and exploding into the future, if you will. So, we've got bright colors. We want you to, just feel the vibe. You want to feel the energy and the passion for the beer. And, we love the beer, we love this brewery, and we want that to be emanating from our walls to our cans. Nice. And we want you to be excited about the beers, to want to come in and go, I love that can. I want to see what beer's in there.
Yeah.
And, but that's the point of it. And, and we want you to have an emotional connection with it. So, we had Newman a few weeks ago. We have Ghost of Wait that just came out. So, we want to be able to kind of have, tie back into people's memories if they have a song associated, just kind of bring all kinds of emotions. But visual.
I'm resonating with this Ghosted Wave because I am a big Always Sunny fan, and so when I saw that, I was like, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then I remember the episode, and then I went
So
and watched
funny.
the episode, and then I saw the shirt that goes
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And
I love
I've
it.
never seen Always Sunny.
No.
And so
okay, you have to.
That's interesting.
So,
because
so
me
I,
neither.
as the social media person, you know, like sometimes there are references that I'm going,
Yeah. 'cause
guys, what does that mean?
I know, I
And
know.
so
I
they
looked
have,
at the
they have to
sign, I
go
was
tell me
like-
what I have to go look up. So like, I had to actually sit down and watch the episode, and then I was like, damn, that was clever.
See,
That
exactly.
was so clever.
I love it. I love
See,
it.
and
It
I
goes
was,
right with
you know,
it.
when I saw the sign, I was like, I know Dwayne Wade. So, is that a
Back
reference?
I knew instantly when I saw it, and Ben sent it over and was like, man, I think this is one of the beers they're releasing new when we go and film with them. And I was like, I hope so, because that is so cool.
And that's the vibe that we want people to have with all of our beers, and become familiar with our brand and trust that the beer that you're going to get, whether or not it is a Sunny reference or the Mind is Willing, which is it's got a lava lamp design. I love it. It's like one of my favorite labels, and you go, I'm curious, what is this? And crack it open and explore and vibe with it.
Vibe with it.
I love it.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Now, with everything that's going on with COVID, if somebody wanted to come in and, or if they could reach out to you guys and schedule to come look at the operations on the back end, because obviously you guys have a really great thing here. I feel like one of the first times I came here, I saw a sign saying if you need a tour, speak to the bartender and things like that. But obviously things are way different now, and that was probably a couple years ago now. But I was just kind of curious, is that still a possibility for people to schedule a tour to kind of see what happens on the back end?
So it's just kind of more as like it was before, when the bartender has some time. Like our staff here is really passionate about the brewery, just like we are, and they love taking customers back there and showing them around. But typically, we've only had one person working lately on shift, so usually we just kind of need to have them behind the bar. And yeah, so the tours are sort of on hold for now.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Totally understandable.
Yep.
I get it.
And it's a
Yeah.
production facility, so you want to
Right.
be cognizant of that as
Yeah.
well.
Right, yeah. Typically, how many beers do you guys produce per batch? Does that sound right?
So
I'm not a beer guy.
oh, man.
You're throwing out the right industry terms. You're doing good. You're doing
Yeah,
good.
so we have 3 different size fermenters. We have a 60 barrel fermenters, 30 barrel fermenters, and 10 barrel fermenters. And just for reference, on the 60 barrel fermenters, that could be just about 3,000 gallons of beer.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I was not
that's
ready
why
for
we
that.
that's why we have a big warehouse.
Yeah.
So
Man.
yeah, so anywhere from just a few barrels, and I guess that would be a good size reference over there. We have some barrels up against the wall. So anywhere from a few barrels of a batch to 30, 40 barrels of beer. Yep.
And so, and in order to support our small batch program, because you don't want to cook a whole bunch of beer
Right.
and then only release a small amount of it, right?
Right.
That's insane. So, we got, smaller tanks and a smaller system to support our small batch program, which allows us to kind of turn out those, one-off beers on a more regular basis.
Oh, okay.
And so you have to just kind of think about, like how much beer are you going to be making? So again, ambers, the pilsners, we can make in larger batches because those are our flagships. Those will always be here. Those are what's hitting grocery store shelves. So, there's a kind of a cadence that happens.
Yeah. So do you have any beers that like you feel like you should hold back a little bit and then have like a release date for those particular ones, or do you kind of like do the
Yeah, so for our brew schedule, lately with the small batch stuff, we're trying to do at least one new IPA a month and then an additional style. So this month we actually did 3 beers, so it was 2 sours and an IPA.
Okay.
So basically, every month is going to look a little bit different. As we get into the end of winter, we're going to be doing some stouts and some darker beers and stuff like that. So it's just gonna be kind of a seasonal thing that's gonna rotate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I'm a little bit of both. I like either dark or light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like all over the
That's
place.
beer.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
that's what I keep hearing.
And you've got a certain window. It takes
Yeah.
time for beer to be made and ferment. So you've got a couple of weeks where you've got to plan it out. Months ahead. So it's not a matter of like sitting on the beer. It's more like, you know, when's that rotation? When are you putting it in? You have to think about tank space.
Right.
So there's just a lot. I call it a game of chess.
Yeah.
You know, you have to think 5 moves ahead, plan it now, and you know, get everything into the right fermenter and tank space. And
Okay.
All right.
I like beer. I get really excited. Let's talk about it all day.
Well, I'm excited to talk about it even more as we do a tasting next.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
We're going to
Glad
move
you're
to the
there.
next area and do a tasting, and
Yeah.
I'm so excited about it because I haven't had a chance to do a tasting in a while. So this will be great.
Awesome.
All right. And we're back, folks, and this is where we get to taste the fabulous beer that
I'm
Mustang
excited.
Sally has been doing for years, and it just seems like a beautiful thing. So what you got for us, Paul?
All right.
Well, so just real quick before we jump into our flights.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. I forgot that we're observing the whole COVID rules.
So yeah, observing COVID rules in the brewery, we do ask that guests come in as they're walking around the brewery, wear their masks, be respectful of other guest members. But when you're at your table, feel comfortable, slip off your mask. If you're with people that you are comfortable with, we all had the discussion and we are comfortable taking off our mask.
Sure.
And now we go ball.
All right. So we're going to be going left to right, folks, and we're starting with our Article 1 Amber Lager. This is a gold medal winner at the Virginia Craft Brewers Cup, and we are very proud of this beer. This is one of our flagships. This is a beer that you're going to see probably more frequently out in the wild in distribution. You can find this beer at a lot of local grocery stores and restaurants, and it's definitely one of my favorites to go with food and things like that.
All right.
All right.
Let's see what we think.
Cheers up,
Cheers.
guys.
Cheers. Where's yours, Herb?
Disclaimer, Herb's not drinking today.
Herb's
not,
fasting.
It's not 5 o'clock in his area, so.
He's fasting,
And
so
I'm
at 1
fasting.
o'clock he'll be doing a lot more than this, I'm
Yeah.
sure. It's also football day.
Did you
Yeah.
say your cousin is in the UK? It's 5 o'clock there.
It is 5 o'clock. It is 5 o'clock in Africa, Ghana, West Africa right now.
So
But-
this beer is perfect for a football Sunday.
Yes.
It's sessionable, sippable. I like to call it casual drinking beer.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of malty, nutty flavors to it. It's not overwhelmingly sweet, which sometimes you get with an amber. And so I agree with Paul. It goes great with just about anything. Also, if you want another sessionable beer, our Pilsner also, hits the hammer, nail, head words. Really good at them. That's my first beer today.
So by beer 5,
Beer 5, you'll barely understand what I'm talking about. But
That's what
so
you're saying,
both of them, they're
typically.
perfect for a football Sunday.
Yeah.
All
I like
right.
the color on this one. It's very pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Neat amber color.
Yeah, I'm used to drinking a lot of IPAs, a lot of stronger, hoppier beers, and so this to me is something that I definitely would drink as my casual, regular
it's
drinking
definitely
beer.
a pretty layout.
This is a pretty layout.
Yeah.
This box is great.
Yeah,
Right, some good colors going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you all make these or have someone make them for you?
Yeah, so we actually, we did construct the flight
Yeah,
boxes.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and all the tables you see in the brewery we built as well.
All right.
Really?
Sean is definitely very DIY, and a lot of basically all the projects that we've done around the brewery we've done ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, that's cool. That's
There was
cool.
some COVID chaos when we were shut down. I came
Yeah.
in, I was like, oh dear God.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's very impressive that Sean is so hands-on and
Right.
it's not just a brewery, it's a labor of love.
Yeah,
And
because
you
these
see it.
countertops
See it,
are
yeah.
beautiful.
I know. It's like
everything
the detail.
is wonderful. The detail is
very
there.
good. And hence the background.
Correct. I was about to say, can you
Fine,
tell us a little bit
yeah.
about this background right here?
Absolutely.
Gabby, shout out. Don't forget her.
That's right, Gabby. Yes, because this is beautiful. Is there like a certain reference to it as well as to why it is these colors behind us?
So this is, in homage to The Simpsons Did It. So that was a dipper that we released, last month? 2 months ago?
2 months ago, yeah.
2 months ago. It's just kind of referencing in, pop culture. The Simpsons have done it.
Yeah.
We didn't actually plan on 2020 being 2020.
Yeah.
But it just kind of all fell into that because this is a beer that we've brewed before, so we were just bringing it back, And then we're like, yep, nope, Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it. Okay, well, here we are. So it's not an intentional homage to 2020, but it might be.
Yeah.
I think it is now, officially, right? I like it. It's very colorful. I like it.
Things seem to fall into place every time, so this is a perfect segue to that. And so I know we're moving on to the next. And so what we got there, Mr. Paul?
All right, so number 2, we got the Half Moon Rising. Is a Czech-style dark lager. So similar to the beer you just tried, it's going to have those kind of malty, roasty notes. But I would say it's going to have sort of an amplified version of that.
You get some chocolate in
Yeah,
there.
it smells like a stout.
So
Did I make that up?
No, it is.
Oh, okay.
Stout, yeah. It looks like a stout.
It does.
But the funny part is that it's like
You can still
it
see the
looks
brown
layered,
amber,
which is
amber
kind of
tint.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely doesn't drink quite like a stout. It drinks light like a lager, but it has some of that roastiness, right?
the mouthfeel is light, delicate, just rolls right off the tongue, but you get a lot more flavor than you would get with a typical lager. And, it starts kind of trending towards the stout. So not a lot of people have had dark lagers, black lagers. They are my favorite. I like my beer like my soul. Dark.
Yes.
And so this is actually my favorite beer that's on tap right now. So I'm going to stop talking so you guys can start drinking.
Then
Cheers.
Like to
Cheers,
drink right now.
everyone.
Cheers.
And also, this was won a bronze medal at the Virginia Craft Brewers Cup this year in the
I can taste
amber
why.
lager category. It's very good.
This is great.
Yeah, we're excited about this one.
And I'm not usually into like darker beers, but this is wonderful.
I firmly encourage people to, challenge their palates, try things that are unusual and different. Like this is not something you typically see in a lineup, so take advantage of it. You don't know what you don't like until you try it. And so that's how I got super into dark lagers. I'm so glad that you're enjoying it.
I drank a lot of it.
And it's the perfect fall beer.
Yeah.
Imagine sitting by a campfire right now with it. Imagine cooking your Oktoberfest food because you can't go to actual Oktoberfest.
Yes.
Growing some bratwurst.
That's right.
That's perfect.
Solid.
That is exactly right, like a pretzel and like
yes. I was just thinking about
I'm
Ben.
I'm envisioning your fall for
that
you.
you won't be able to go to Oktoberfest.
Right.
Bucket list, but
He'll go when the time is right.
The time is right.
Exactly.
Maybe
But you're usually
pre-kids.
into darker beers like this, right, Ben?
All beers are equal.
Well,
Yep.
all beers matter, but
Yeah,
still.
all beers
I like sour beers are usually like my number 1 choice, but sour IPAs because that kind of combines both of those things. I do like certain IPAs that are very easy drinkable, but when they also hit you in the face, that kind of helps me slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's also really great. But then the dark beers like this are super great. The smell of this one definitely reminds me of porter or the heavier beer, but the taste is very mellow.
It's very
not,
mellow. It's
it
not-
doesn't make you feel like you're drinking a high percentage, or it doesn't feel heavy in your palate. So it's very drinkable. You can have these just like the Article 1. Have it all day.
How you like it, Dave?
Oh, it's delicious.
What is the percentage of alcohol on both of these beers right here?
So the first one is 5.5.
Okay.
Yes. I just want to double check.
Yeah.
We brought notes.
I
We're prepared.
love that. Yes.
And the second one is a 4.8.
Oh,
Really?
Or-
Okay. And see,
No, am
for me,
I wrong? I might be wrong. It's a
5.7.
Okay.
5.7.
Yes.
My
See,
notes are
that's
very
not that bad at all.
Everybody seemed a little bit
Yeah.
perplexed when you said 4.8.
I was
But,
like, wow,
that
that is
is
perfect. I was shocked.
That's still gonna, that's still coming in a lot lighter than a lot of porters and stouts.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
The 5.7? Oh,
Yes.
wow. Okay. Interesting.
It's no Miller Lite.
Yes. What is
right.
Miller Lite, anyway? So here we go. We're going to the next set of beers there, Mr. Paul. What we got going on?
All right, number 3 is the brand new companion. This is a beer that we just released this past weekend. It is a fruited sour, and it's part of our Freak Sour series. And you got some passion fruit, you've got some papaya, and a little bit of milk sugar to kind of give it a little bit of creaminess too in there.
So just beware if you do have a lactose allergy. Just
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
Serious.
all right. Cheers.
That's an interesting way to serve that one.
I couldn't wait to try this one.
All right,
It
our
tastes
our
so great.
sour fans.
Yeah,
What do you
we're
guys
sour
gotta say?
fans. Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Like, Dave,
down?
how do you
You
like
down?
You want to see?
it? I like it.
That's
and then
one way
you're
to enjoy it.
exactly
There you go.
right. There you go.
Very
I'll
nice.
have another.
Yeah.
Tastes great.
Yeah, it's got that tartness to it that you're looking if that's what you like out of your sour beers. I've had other sour fruited ones. This is probably the best so far that I've had because I feel
Yeah.
usually the fruit dilutes the tartness for me, but I think because of the guava, the passion fruit, those kind of amp up those tropic sour like tart flavors for me. So this one's really nice level of tartness. I've had some that will blow out your mouth where you're like, oh man, that's crazy. But this is a really nice level of that just makes me want to keep drinking more and more.
I just
of
want to drink a whole glass of it.
Yeah. This is a beer that, it's pretty easy to drink a 4-pack of, honestly.
Yeah, I would do it.
So-
It's so refreshing.
Yeah.
It feels
Yeah.
like you should sit outside and drink it.
Yes, it's our end of summer beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy these last couple of days as we make our transition into fall. It's part of our Freak series, so we do make beers very similar to this on a very frequent basis. Earlier this summer, which we got a bronze medal for. Also, with
You're
the
just
Virginia
winning
Cup,
all the awards.
was our getaway plan, and that is blackberry and lime, which I at first was like, I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sorry that I did. And it's what I appreciate about our sours, and I can only speak from my own palate, is that it's a nice, delicate balance of, the fruit, not overly sweet, and you do, as you said, you get the tartness at the end of it. It's not a, so heavily fruited sour that, you think that you're drinking a smoothie or something.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that delicate balance that Brian keeps, that Brian's our brewer.
This is wonderful.
Oh, it's incredibly refreshing.
Like I want a growler of
I
it.
could tell.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't need juice. I got this.
That is right. It does taste like a juice. I like
So
that.
like if you go on like a ride or something, come and you wanna
Like a
have
bike
beer,
ride?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like in the car.
'Cause that's what
Yeah.
I do. Well, that's what I do is I get on. I do the bike ride. I don't know about you guys, but
Well,
like,
I try
yeah.
3 days a week. I try.
Do you guys can here in house? I know a lot of breweries don't have a huge canning system, so they will send it out to get canned. And then some have a little smaller thing, so they just aren't having the scale to. But I know as much as you're putting out there at grocery stores too. I was wondering if everything happens here.
Yeah, so we work with a company called Ironheart. They're, I guess, a mobile canning company.
Okay.
So they basically put all their equipment in the back of a trailer and then set it up here for the day.
Nice.
So but we actually, it's really exciting. This past Friday, we got our own canning line in.
Really? See, I
All
love
right,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
So,
congratulations.
and that's going to allow us to basically control, our means of canning these small batches releases that we're enjoying right now.
Yes.
And we're super excited to be able to kind of keep that more in-house. We're still going to utilize the canning company when we need to do very large runs of like some of our core beers, like the Amber Lager, which we tried earlier. Just because the system that we have isn't going to be very conducive to doing like 400 cases, but when we only have to do 50 cases, it's going to be perfect. So we're going to be able to. It's going to give us a lot of flexibility.
Right.
There you go.
I think that's
A lot of
awesome.
flex.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dad jokes all day. It's fine.
How many people does it take to actually put that production together to can?
So typically, the canning company, they send 2 employees out, and then we have to provide 2 employees to actually pull the beer off of the line and then pack and put it into the cases.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So they sort of run the back end, and then we do most of the actual like labor as far as
Right.
like taking the cans
Okay.
off of the line.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I always wondered because when I see it, it looks like the one that I've only seen at Jailbreak Brewery. It seemed small, and I didn't
Yeah.
understand. Like I thought it maybe be like
Yeah, 'cause
6
I'm-
people,
So
7 people
the
on
system,
it, just turning stuff out. But
yeah,
I was
when-
curious.
When they bring their system in, it's very expensive. It's like I think $500,000 piece of machinery. And,
oh, okay,
wow.
so I won't be
And-
here on those days.
and it's
Yep,
And
Want to touch that?
Don't want to touch it.
Like
Don't
in
want
the
to
back,
break it.
it's fine.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
yeah, so
Now we're moving on to the next one, right?
Oh yeah.
I was being polite. I didn't finish my beer. Should I have
Yeah.
finished?
Well, can you know?
Look, you can save them for later. Yes, it's hard for me to stop.
Don't worry, I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah, I was
Apparently the guys
The
are
guys
just
are like,
hiding
okay.
through 'em, and I was just like, I like enjoying my beer.
Yeah, I was like, oh, let me taste it afterwards
I know,
and
it looks
figure
like
out
you-
which
you
one I
guys
want to
are
drink as a
doing
pint.
And they're like,
like you're doing like a wine tasting versus they're doing
I
like
was.
We're drinking
beer
with our
pounding.
pinkies out.
Yes.
That is correct. Yes.
I'll chug
So-
it with the pinky out.
There you go. All right.
all right, I'm gonna have Chelsea lead us into this one. I know she really likes this one.
Hi guys. So the Mind is Willing is a sour IPA.
Ooh, I am so
So-
excited
Another
about
I,
this.
as I said, I firmly believe in, trying something that you don't normally try. Don't know if you don't like it until you try it. And I think this beer is one of those beers. It's a sour IPA. So like a lot of people are like, I'm confused. I'm not going to do that. Do it. But I want to see what your reaction is. So go
I
ahead,
got
take a
excited
sip.
when you mixed those two together.
It's the best of both worlds for us. You know, we really enjoy this style.
Herb, you miss it out.
I'm missing out.
So what do you guys think?
I think this is great.
Yeah.
It is.
So you're gonna get
It
some of
is
that
both.
hoppiness on the
Yes,
front.
it's both. Like you can really taste both. You can taste the
Yeah.
hops in there because it's really, yeah.
You get a little bit of that tartness on the back
I was
end.
trying to figure out the words, but I can't figure out the words.
I'm sorry, it was so mind blowing. I just can't think anymore. The mind is willing.
I'm a big IPA person, so to have a sour and an IPA together, the two beers that I like
Okay. Sounds good.
probably the most. Hey man, I'm trying to
It
sell.
tastes good too. You just gotta wait until one.
I like it.
The blend.
Yeah, the blend is really, it's
Yeah.
really, it's very balanced.
I think this is a sour IPA that's very drinkable for IPA lovers. I think
Exactly.
if this has, for me, tasting it, I don't get a ton of sour notes. I do get that little bit tart at
Yeah.
the very end, but it immediately hit me. I was like, "Yep, this is an IPA," and then I was like, "Okay, it's not hitting you over the head with the hops or with the flavors that you normally get
Yeah.
from a New England style or a double IPA or anything like that." But you do get a little bit of that fruity sour taste at the end, just to kind of mellow out the IPA flavor. So this is really good for, I think, IPA drinkers who like that.
Yeah, it's nice. Like you've got the fresh, the hop, like in the front, and at the end, it's like almost a citrus delivery,
Yeah.
like
Yep.
a
It
borderline,
is.
like lemon lime.
And that's why I couldn't figure out the words because I was like, wow, the taste in my mouth is, it's so many things happening.
But that's what I appreciate. That's what I appreciate about beers, especially complex beers. If you can't put words to it immediately, because you've got so many different things going through your mind. I don't want you to be speechless because you're like, oh dear God, I can't say anything but the.
No, it is
No,
great.
but you want a beer that makes you stop, sit, and think, and go, what is going on? What am I tasting? What am I experiencing? And that's ultimately what we want for all of our beers.
Yeah.
But
This is great.
Like you were
Most
saying,
definitely
Ben,
is both.
that's kind of by design. Like it's definitely supposed to be a sour for the IPA drinker.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what it was designed to
Ted
be.
Moore.
They made
So
something
you-
for us, man.
It is both. Cheers.
And how to act
Cheers.
just act like that,
You put the pinky out.
He put the pinky out.
huh?
for
Pinky
us.
out.
necessary.
Definitely necessary. So I'm assuming on Dave's thing, we're gonna go on to the next one, right? Because
All right, I gotta follow suit now.
Yeah, exactly right. Thank you.
we got the pinky,
That's
but
right.
it's okay.
That's all right. We'll
Moving on
cheers
to the
all of our
next
beers
one
at
is
the end.
what is the next one, and who's gonna introduce that? Is that you, Chelsea, or is that Mr. Paul?
I could take this one. So
All
this
right.
is the Ghost of Wade. This is
Ghost
our
of Wade.
brand new release this past weekend. And it
I'm
is
so excited
a
about it.
hazy New England style IPA featuring
Citra Nelson Savan
Yep.
hops.
Okay.
yeah.
That sounds fancy.
That's very
Yes,
fancy.
okay.
So Ghost of Wade is a fancy beer.
When you have to think about the hop profile.
And so,
And
how
then-
did you all end up picking the name for this one? Because I know we spoke about it earlier with,
Yeah.
with
It
all the
actually-
So
Sunny
uh,
reference, but
during We had quite a bit of downtime here at the brewery when we were shut down for phase 1 and phase 2. We were doing curbside sales to go, so we were selling cans to people that would roll up, but nobody was actually allowed to stay here and drink. So in that interim, the full-time staff here, which is just the brewer, myself, and our sales guy, we spent countless hours, and Chelsea
I was getting
too.
text messages.
Yeah, so many texts, and we just spent a lot of time just kind of thinking through what we just think is kind of silly, kind of fun, and a lot of those ended up being references to like shows or movies that we like, music, that kind of thing. So, yeah.
I like that.
So if you don't know, and you're not an Always Sunny fan, because I clearly stated earlier, I don't know what's going on. It is an episode of Always Sunny where the gang takes on this challenge of the legendary Wade
So
Boggs,
good. Yeah.
who apparently drank, I don't even know how many
It
beers.
was like 60 something beers on a cross-country
Do you
flight
remember?
or something.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I think it was like 100 and something beers that he drank
Yeah.
over the course of a whole flight.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
6 hours.
And
or
it,
something.
yeah, exactly. It was a cross country to get to a game,
Yeah, and then
he played the game very well, and people were like, "How did you play that so drunk? And how did you actually drink that many beers?"
So
Who's this Wade guy?
Wade Boggs.
Wade Boggs.
Okay.
And in the show they go Boss Hog because
and the ghost of Wade, who R.I.P. is not dead.
correct, exactly.
He is alive and well.
He's alive and well, and they say that on the show, but they keep saying R.I.P.
So the ghost appears on the flight and talks to Charlie,
Yes.
and
yes.
and as the gang is going through all this, they're marking off like all their different like beers, and they've got a commissioner who's like making sure that
Mac-
they're being honest.
Yeah, so Mac is not drinking.
So if you take a look at the can label, you'll actually see the shirt on the front. So we thought that was a solid throwback, and we actually made a limited release run of a shirt for this beer. So
Yeah.
that's actually part of something that we are hoping to do continuing with our small batch program is, some of the labels are just going to be fun enough that there's going to be fun stuff to go with it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
a shirt, glassware, magnet.
Exactly. And tell everybody that you already sold out on the shirts too, because it was a great idea.
Yeah.
Basically.
So,
Yes.
they might have been popular. Just saying.
Exactly. Yes. Because that shirt is, I don't know. I'm a big Always Sunny fan, so that reference was great. And that shirt, I was like, man, we should make that.
There might have been a couple of rotisserie chickens here in the brewery earlier this year. One is currently in my fridge.
I love it.
So
this
with
beer
this
is
beer,
so good.
you're gonna get kind of a little bit of that bitterness from the hop, but it also really light, really drinkable.
This is probably the one that I waited for the most because I love a good cloudy beer.
Oh yeah.
Right?
That's
Whenever
my
I
favorite
see
too.
I was looking at it.
whenever I see the cloudiness, I'm like,
it's funny
man,
because
that would probably be my favorite one because
Right.
it
It's funny
smells so
because it
good.
looks ghosty.
It does look good.
Yeah, it was like
But you've got, some
They follow.
citrus notes to it. It's,
That's all right.
light, but it's not like overly like tropical. It has a fine balance, and it differentiates itself from like our other beers, like our flagship.
This
Are we
is
calling
very
it flagship?
different than this.
The Halo FX.
Right?
okay.
These are wonderful.
So with these IPAs, as we're doing these regular small batch releases, we're really going to have some fun with it and just kind of play around with different flavor profiles and hop profiles. One of the previous releases, the Hello Newman, it drank a little bit lighter than this. So we're just kind of trying to have some fun with it and just try some different stuff out.
So, it's definitely worth trying the different IPAs that come out because, as I said, we're going to have different profiles to them. They will have a different personality, different life, because I know that some people, they're like, I love such and such brewery. And then, the profiles might not be that different. That's where we're trying to make sure that, we do have a difference in our IPAs if we're going to continue putting out these different IPAs. We want you to again experience our beer.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Well, this
There you
is great, and so at the end of every episode, we promote a small business, and I want you all to promote yourselves because you are our small business of the day. And so here's the floor.
It's on you, Paul.
Okay, so everyone, first of all, thank you so much to Coach Herb, B, Ben, the whole team for coming out and filming with us. We really appreciate you all. And please keep your eyes out for our small batch releases. You're going to see between 3 and 4 new beers from us a month. So it's going to be really exciting. All those beers are going to be in cans, which we're going to be utilizing our brand new canning line for. We also have the Fairfax County Brew Fest coming up on September 26th. It's a Saturday. And so basically this year with all the COVID stuff, things are going to look a little different. Previously, we used to host this event and bring all the 7 breweries out to us, or 8 breweries, however many. But this year, we're having all the breweries throw their own separate party.
And I kind of like that.
And the thinking behind that is to sort of disperse the volume out over some different venues, because we don't want 2,000 people in one place right now.
Right.
So
we're it's like a beer tour.
yeah. So you can kind of pick your
I don't
party.
think I should be doing those anymore, right?
No, we wanted to be smart. We wanted to make sure that we were responsible, but that we were also taking a chance and celebrating Fairfax.
Yeah.
And as you said, there's not oversaturation of breweries here in Fairfax, but we want to celebrate the ones that are here and get people out there and be aware, and the passport, it's a great vehicle, and just kind of get people excited. And so we're going to have a couple events here, and all the other breweries that are part of it will have their own individual events, but they're all tied together, and you'll kind of see promotions kind of going forward into it.
And we're not looking at one day event though, right?
No, that is.
It's literally one day.
Yeah,
One day.
So it's going to be one
But
day
it's
with
you don't.
7 different parties going on concurrently.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
we're going to have.
You can't go from one to the other.
Responsible parties.
Realistically, because you think Lake Ann and then Lorton is Fairway, so that's like a
Yeah.
45-minute drive. So probably not exactly.
Get a limo.
Hopefully nobody's driving.
Get a limo and go
Party
out.
bus.
Get a limo.
I recommend a party bus.
So on our website, there's some more information about the Brew Fest, and then also the lineup for all the different breweries and the events they're going to be hosting that day. So here at Mustang, we're going to have axe throwing going on, which is going to be pretty fun.
Yeah.
We're going to have some live music all day.
Are you playing? Because you said you have a band.
So no, my band won't be performing.
Okay.
We do like more like heavy metal kind of music and
Yeah.
stuff. So I don't want to like harsh
You don't
anyone's
want to
mellow.
scare us?
I don't want to scare anyone.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I would be scared for a little bit. I would be right there.
After a few beers, though, I'm sure you'd be feeling it.
I love this band.
But yeah, so we're really excited for that event, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so if Chantilly is just too far for you, because some people don't like crossing state lines or, city borders or county borders. I don't know, whatever, Northern Virginia. Be sure to take a look at your local bottle shops, because we are making appearances. We should be on the shelves. And if you don't see us and you like us, ask about us, Send us a message on social media. We will get back to you directly. We want to make sure that we can get the beer to you, if possible, or find ways for you to find that beer. So,
Okay, cool.
I like that.
Well, so we appreciate you guys having us out.
Yes, thank you for having
and
us.
From what I could see, I think everybody enjoyed every single
From what I
beer.
can taste,
real good beer.
it's been amazing.
It's been amazing.
And I'm starting to feel it, and I
Yes.
like an actual full
which is
glass
not good.
of beer.
Next
Right?
All good,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. So peace, and appreciate everybody, and keep us in mind.
That's right.
Thank you.
The Real to Real podcast is presented by Herbert Williams Beffo and Bianca Mosquitis. Our producer is Ben Runyon. Our technical director is Nick Patry. Audio and video lead is Megan Kotner. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow and like us on Facebook and Instagram at Real to Real, and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, or anywhere else podcasts are found. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. It's been real with Coach Herb and B.